This topic is something that really breaks my heart. It's talking about how to spot a scam, because people like to take advantage of other people online, and it's the sad truth. Now, I'm going to be completely honest with you here because I don't want you getting roped in by any of these people, so some things that I'm saying might sound a little bit harsh, but they're just the truth. They really are. Let's say you post a picture of yourself or your band and somebody says, "Wow, you're gorgeous, DM us, we'd love to collab with you." Don't. They're not real. Or maybe they are real, but they're a bot. It's just, they've not actually looked at your content and thought anything. They've thought this is an opportunity to rope someone in. Because basically the process is you'll message them, and within literally seconds an automated message will come back, a massive paragraph, saying you can get loads of free items, just pay shipping, and the shipping is always $40, which is often a lot more than you'd actually pay for the items. So please don't give in to anyone like that. Please don't listen to anybody that tries to contact you like that. You may also just get messages from people that are trying to kind of do the same thing, and it's just so important to avoid these. Don't get roped in. Generally, if people really have something interesting to say and have a genuine opportunity, the likelihood is they'll probably email you because it's just a lot more professional. But that brings me on to another thing, email scams. They're very similar. You'll get a very kind of generic email, often with a lot of spelling mistakes, grammar mistakes, so always do read really carefully and check out for them. They'll again be saying that they absolutely love your account, they've got such a great opportunity for you and you can make this much money out of it, and it's not real. It really isn't real, and it's so sad because people fall for this all the time. You'll probably get, without even being in like a fashion niche, you'll probably get this one from this runway company. Ignore it, it isn't real. They're offering to fly you to New York to do a fashion shoot. Not real. But then you will get people that are genuinely interested in you, and the problem is you'll probably be very wary of that. Again, real life example, just this morning I got a follow-up email because I'd ignored an email that I thought was completely fake. I genuinely thought it was a scam because I'm so used to people giving me compliments to get something out of it, if that makes sense. So it doesn't mean that people won't want to work with you, it just means you need to be very careful who you give into, pretty much. Now let's look at this in a different light. Why wait for brands to contact you? You can do that yourself. You can completely pitch a brand, and you honestly never know who you'll end up working with. But this is a little bit daunting, and you might be wondering how to do it. Well, I really do suggest you start out by creating what I call a media kit, but it can have different names. It's basically just a document that has all of the best bits of you on it. So you want it to be really visual, loads of pictures. You want who you are, what you do, what music you do, all that kind of stuff. You want to have a section for all your statistics, so those insights that we talked about earlier, you want to put them all on there, and I would use that engagement calculator to try and work out your engagement as well. And then maybe even create a little section for your audience. So where is your audience based? If you're from England, for example, then maybe it's somewhere around there. So put that on there, put what ages, what gender, all of that kind of stuff. Because this will show just how serious you are, and it shows the best bits of you, and what more could they want? So you ideally want to be contacting people through their email rather than through DMs, because they get so many and they'll all be in the message requests and they just probably won't check it. And emailing them shows kind of how much more professional you are and how serious you are about it. And I think there's no shame in reaching out to someone that you think you might even never have a chance with. I honestly did it last week and I was still surprised that they said yes. So you just never know. Always aim high, because the worst thing is that they're going to say no. It's not the end of the world, is it? So when you're emailing them, you basically want to start out with a very brief introduction, keep things formal, yet kind of relaxed, if that makes sense. Obviously you have to cater it to whoever you're pitching to, but you don't want it to sound too staged and rigid and as if you've just copied it from something you've seen. You want it to feel authentic, and so they can really get a grasp of your character. This is where, if you want to, you can introduce your media kit. You want to say what it is that you're reaching out to do. So is it a collaboration? Would you like some free products in exchange for promotion? Because a lot of brands do like working with musicians who can wear their clothes and wear their brands on stage and hopefully encourage other people to do it. Or maybe it's a company that sells amps or guitars or anything, and you want to see if you can get some sort of discount or bargain. I'd always kind of aim high and see if you can get it for free first, and if they say, well, we can only offer this, then obviously work with what you've got. Then you can say, here are my statistics, here's my media kit, here's everything you need to know about me. Oh, and make sure all of your content links are there as well in your media kit. That's really important. They need to know how to find you. You basically want to keep it nice and polite and really believe in yourself. I know that might sound a little bit cringy or whatever, but it's really important to believe that you are good enough, I suppose, to work with these amazing brands. Because if you in your head have that doubt thinking this is never going to work out, then it won't work out. You need to believe that you can work with any brand that you want. You're a musician, you're a band, you're amazing, and you deserve to work with the best. So keep that in your mind. Just a few ideas for things you can do as a musician. Hopefully you'll be travelling a lot, hopefully you'll be going on tours, hopefully you'll be doing little gigs in pubs or whatever stage it is that you're at, which probably means hotel stays. So once you've built up enough of an audience, you could even pitch to hotels asking if you could stay there for free in exchange for a combination of sharing that experience with your audience. And it's really nice to offer photos to people. If you yourself take your photos for your band and are in charge of your own photography, then it is nice to offer those photos to somebody else, because it doesn't take much to do, and it's a nice little incentive to encourage people to really want to work with you. And like I mentioned earlier, music shops, music equipment distributors and stuff like that, so anyone with amps or guitars or whatever instrument it is that you want, if you can convince them that people are influenced by you, then they'll be happy to give you stuff, because giving it to you and then giving it to other artists, the more people see artists with their equipment, the more they'll want it. So it works out well for both of you. And you've also got to remember, sometimes you might feel a little bit guilty maybe, or rude even, asking for free items, but them giving away a free item is not going to be a big loss to them. They probably throw away stuff every single day. It'll mean a lot more to you than it will to them, so it's really worth asking.